by 4, multiplying binomials mentally. Now this says mentally, but really we've got a little trick that I'm going to show you. 2x plus 5, there's our first binomial. Second binomial, 3x minus 4. Now, your instructions will say, write each product as a trinomial. Because what's going to happen, product tells us we're multiplying. Trinomial is what your answer will look like. If you do this correctly, and there is a pattern to it. Now, we did this back in lesson chapter 4 somewhere, where we did take the 2x and multiply it by both of these. And then we took the 5 and multiplied it by both of these. We multiplied polynomials. This is a shortcut way to remember how to do this, but this is only for binomials. So, I'm going to try to color code the steps. You are welcome to do so as well. We are going to be using this method a lot. It is called FOIL. And I'm going to try to color code it as I go. Just on this first one, FOIL is a little acronym, meaning we're taking the letters that mean something, for the steps to follow. If you can remember these steps, or just look at your notes, since I always let you use your notebook, I'm going to be talking about this a lot. We're going to use this as a verb. We are going to FOIL these. And this is a standard thing used in math. If you have friends who are freshmen in high school now that graduated last year, you say, are you guys still foiling in math? They'll go, oh yeah. And by the way, when we get to later this chapter, I think, we're going to do what I call reverse FOIL, and we're going to undo. So I'm going to be using this word a lot. You'll see it in the book. You'll hear it often in math. Here's what it means. F stands for the first terms. The first terms, meaning the first in each binomial. So I'm going to use my little color coding on this just to start. The trick is, if you follow FOIL, you will get the right answer. So the first thing I'm going to do is, we're multiplying everything. I'm going to multiply the first two terms. 2x times 3x, and I get 6x squared. Is there something going on? There's a lot of talking over there. Is there a problem?
Something dropped and we know which desk it came from.
Okay, don't worry about it for now. Pay attention to math. We'll figure it out later. Next, O stands for outer or outside terms. And this means overall. When I say outer, and by the way, I is going to be inner. When I say outer and inner, I'm talking about the whole thing. So the two outer terms are the two outside. Now, notice what we're doing. This goes back to chapter 4. I'm taking the 2x and I'm multiplying it by both of these. FOIL is just a little shortcut way to remember what we're doing. 2x times negative 4 makes negative 8x. Next, we're going to do the two, whoops, I repeated my I. I'm going to make that into an N. Inner terms. Now that means overall for the whole thing, the two inner terms are these two on the inside. Inner or inside. So I multiply 5 times 3x, and I get 15x. And finally, L for last terms. And now I take the last two that are in each binomial. So that's the 5 and the negative 4. So first means the first in each. Last means the last in each. Outer and inner refers to the whole thing, outside and inside. If I multiply my last, 5 times negative 4, negative or minus 20. Now, this is very colorful. I'm hoping the colors are not confusing. From now on, I'm not going to do the colors. We'll do another couple of these. But we're not done yet, because this is, first of all, not a trinomial. The instructions say write each product as a trinomial. If you FOIL correctly, your inner and your outer, your O and your I, will always give you two like terms. Always. Always give you two like terms. And we can combine like terms. Negative 8x plus 15x. Negative 8 plus 15 makes positive 7x. I cannot combine that with either the 6x squared or the minus 20, because those are not alike. Here is my trinomial answer. Now, with all the color and stuff and me going slowly, it may have seemed like more work. Trust me, as you get used to this method, it will start to go very quickly. But again, here's what we did. We've done this already, just we didn't call it foiling. We took the 2x and we multiplied it by 3x, and then we multiplied it by the 4. Then we took the 5 and multiplied it by the 3x, and took the 5 and multiplied it by the 4. We did that back in chapter 4. This is a shortcut way to try to remember to do that. So let's do another one without all the colors. Let's try a second one. How about n minus 7 times 2n plus 5? Okay, first, FOIL. I take n times 2n. What do I get if I multiply n times 2n?
And Q?
Nope.
Oh,
Roland? Good, 2. Don't forget the 2. 2n squared. Outer. Now, I'm just using my fingers to point to it. If you want to still color code it in some way, you're welcome to. N times 5, right? Remember, we're multiplying every single one of these. N times 5, what do I get? N times 5, Diego?
5n.
5n, good. Inner, I come to my inside 2. Negative 7 times 2n. What do I get? Monique?
Negative 14n.
Good, negative 14n. And then last, negative 7 times 5. Vincent? Negative 35. Again, if you have FOILed correctly, your outer and your inner, your OI will always be like terms. So we have to combine these two middle terms every time. 2n squared, positive 5 and negative 14 makes negative 9n. There's our trinomial answer. I want to do one more just so you guys can kind of start to get the pattern and get used to it. So let's just do one more. How about, let's see if I can put one here that looks, let's go with 2y plus 3 times y minus 1. Just one more for practice, and then you can FOIL your little hearts out. Now, again, I'm just pointing at it with my fingers. Another thing that you could do, if it helps, is to just sort of draw a little connecting line like we do when we do the distributive property. I'm going to do first these two. 2y times y, 2y squared. Oh, for outer, I'm going to do 2y times negative 1. 2y times negative 1, negative 2y. Inner, now I'm going to come up to the top where I have a little more space. Inner would be these two. 3 times y, 3y. And last, 3 times negative 1, negative 3. Again, my OI, my outer, and my inner will always result, right? Because this is the result of the F, the O, the I, and the L. So the O and the I will always be like terms if you did it correctly. Negative 2 and positive 3 makes positive 1y. You can choose to write the 1. I won't ever have the 1 there, but it's not wrong if you want to put it. And that's it. That's FOIL.